Fellow strategists, and welcome back to Griff Games. Today we are going back into Star Wars Empire War Remake and Remod. So we're back in this mod, and as you can see, there are some changes from the last episode. I actually took a break and took myself on a vacation with my family, so hence the delay in videos. It was much needed, so now I'm ready to get back into these YouTube videos and hit these with hitting the ground running hard. But as we can see, there are some changes, and that is because the old Empire War Criminal Underworld save, which we have been playing through, was corrupt. But I refuse to let that stop the series because we were just so fresh. What I did was I worked my own some magic to try to make it back to as normal as possible. The AI quite didn't get there quite yet, but we can still leave off like we left on Hypori, and if possible, maybe retake Arcanus and Socorro. So right now, what we're seeing is kind of a reset. Because again, I had to start from scratch, but I made it into a way where it was the least noticeable as possible. I can't control updates to the mod, which cause old saves to crash. That's just out of my control as a YouTuber. But what's not out of my control is the ability to try to save the campaign so that you, the viewer, can still have a good experience. So that's what we're going to do today. So last we left off, Hypori was raided, and we just are about to begin the assault on Hypori. The Force took us back in time and allowed Papara to come back from the dead, and he is now besieging Arcanus, which I've abandoned because I needed all my financial assets to take Hypori, because once we take Hypori, we kind of have a sector of space that we can just leave alone to be money makers, which is exactly what I'm about to do to Smuggler's Run. Unfortunately, in this rerun, Smuggler's Run is not bumped up to its finances yet, so we're now kind of blitzkrieging to Hypori to take it down, to set up a defensive shield so we can get our economy in order before we push out and maybe push north, depending on if I believe this is the Republic remnant here, and push into them, because I'm hoping they might get some special cloning thing for the Camino system from the Kaminoans, or maybe some heavy tanks from Rothana, because that's where the old Star Wars Clone Wars Republic tanks were bought from, or some special droid stuff from Geonosis, and yeah, that's where I'm at right now. There's a lot going through in my head, but I'm happy to be back on. And I'm also happy to announce that shortly after this video will be released, a new series will be on the channel featuring Empire Total War, the original. But now there's a massive new mod that came out not too long ago that pretty much makes it Empire 2 Total War without there being an Empire 2 Total War. I'm not going to go too much detail because that video itself will explain itself, but let's get into this one, shall we? Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this fleet so they can do bombing actions. For those of you who are not original veterans of the game series, you have to have a fleet on top of the ground forces to perform bombing runs, which we will...
Enemy fleet approaching.
Okay, that's an acceptable loss. In the old series, that was lost. Really, these 3 planets and that one tucked up there were the only ones that survived in the old series, but we're going to try to recreate it so where we don't really see much of a difference. This is probably my 4th attempt at remaking this campaign exactly as is. I'd always have like 1 or 2 heroes dying or one world incorrectly taken, and it was really irking me. So it's really glad to get this as close as possible. They have crab droids.
System lost.
I want that. I really want that.
Tactical battle imminent.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I'm going to try to fight that. What I am going to be fighting, however, is the ground battle.
Our forces mass to move on the planet. We will not fail the Zand Consortium.
So they have an outpost moneymaker, a skiff regiment, which will have those weird assortment of skiffs that are both anti-armor and anti-infantry. They have AAT CIS tanks. They have crab droid tank regiments, which I am very excited to see in action. I'm bringing to the table 2 pirate tank regiments, 2 tank killer regiments, and 3 armored droid regiments, which hopefully is enough. If not, I can always get some more droids because they're not. Hypori is kind of in its own corner, so they're not going anywhere. Worst case scenario, I quarantine the planet until I can come back with more supplies. And this background looks really awesome. I'm wondering during the the Empire playthrough, if we can get some Clone Wars gear at like Tech 1, which would be really badass. Again, all of my subscribers, thank you for waiting. I just really wanted a vacation just to clear my head from both YouTube and work, just to make sure that I'm making these videos and I'm enjoying them rather than seeing them as a tedious task, because I really enjoy these games. I grew up on these games, and now that there's still mods being made for them, I believe they should still be put in the limelight, even though they're a little older than some of those newer games, but they have that charm that newer games just don't have anymore. And I know that's kind of like an old-timey joke where things aren't what they used to be kind of joke, but it really is with gaming. Gaming's changed, and that's just how time is, and it's changed into something new, which happens, but I still love how the old early 2000s games operated and that kind of magic, for lack of a better term, they had. So I'm really excited to bring these to the table. Also, when newer games are coming out, which, for example, Starship Troopers, when that strategy game comes out, it will be on the series. Even though I enjoy older games, I'm still going to put newer games on the series. But enough about that. Let's begin the assault on Hypori. Kind of waiting for it to catch up with the start button. A little bit of heavy lag. So we got to work with. We got 3 LZs. We have a looks like a pretty urban city in the center, which will probably be some intense urban warfare. Have a lake reservoir to the right. It looks like an Imperial outpost on the left. What about the rack? It's gonna be hard to tell where they're at and where they're not at. So I'm going to link the forces up, have them march to the Imperial outpost. Oh, it's in Bandit. Never mind. It's not actually the enemies. Never mind. I'm hesitant to move in through the city because I don't want an urban warfare, especially with battle droids. They weren't meant for that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to deploy some light infantry.
Roger, roger.
Along with my armor.
Battalion standing by.
To the pond area and then do kind of a scythe maneuver. So move in up, round, down, and then through the middle. So we can kind of avoid their defenses.
At maximum unit capacity.
Roll out.
Oh, they have those new little
Mauler ready.
TIE maulers, which I love because those are so mean looking. Boys, load them up, and then we'll start our assault on the right flank.
Planetary shield up.
I wonder if I can see that. No, I can't see that, but that definitely means planetary shield can't be.
TIE Mauler, copy.
So we'll begin our assault on the right flank.
I've got them on scopes. Ready.
Sergeants.
Cantorus tank ready.
Battle droid ready.
This is so awesome.
Power up.
Yes, General. Fire at will.
Roger, roger.
Anything's not moving, I'm just going to assume it's slow assault. Luckily, because we have CIS remnant units, we can be a little more brash. If we had like pirates, we would assume it would be less hit health and hit fire accuracy. They would die faster, probably more expensive. But with droids, I can just kind of throw them around.
Resuming previous subroutine.
I like how the engineers have their own paint job. Just CIS remnant and pirates. Oh, that would have been a good gun emplacement tower. If Hypori ever gets assaulted, which I hope it never does, I'll have to remember that they have kind of kill bunkers. we have the heavy armor in the back, which in case of enemy bombs. Which last quickly shut down.
Bombing run available.
Careful them off of your ticket.
The bombing run available, not going to use it yet. Oh, this is pretty cool. This is slow advance.
Alert! Unauthorized personnel. There's another one.
Fortunately, they do not have battle droids. They have living humans, which are now feeling the repercussions of being organic. Worried about gun battles though. Although we're holding strong, I would like where's that at? Send a time hauler over there.
Troop transport ready.
Definitely coming that way.
Target acquired.
Crab droids are looking mean. Altering course to do the heavy armor. Deal with it. Oh, we're getting flanked.
Standing by. Commencing attack. Providing cover support now.
Reporting. Affirmative.
We'll blow them out of your way.
Follow sovereignty.
Nothing's here. They're not gonna shake us.
We got a bombing run going on with the.
Almost there.
We are not almost there. You are on the other side of the city, bombers. See the illumination of the battle in the distance.
Computers locked on target. Target's locked.
Unit destroyed.
So let it come. I'll let fate decide. Because this is the initial first wave. They're not really meant to.
Activating.
Let's see as this is good.
Choose your reinforcements.
Yes, sir.
Just trying to get some forces.
Target coordinates.
Roger that.
Deploying. We'll clear the way for you. There they are.
Stable. Shutting down.
Yeah.
I have all monitoring inputs.
There's droids in this. You're capturing the zone.
Ready for action. Fire at will.
On your mark. We'll fire in support. Roger that. They are in my sights.
Oh, the bombers are coming to my place.
Ready. Moving out.
We secure a build pad.
Insert.
Form up. In attack position.
Slowly holding.
Input subroutine initiated.
Awaiting orders. Attack. Anticipating no problems.
Choose your reinforcements.
Copy.
Roger.
I copy. Scanning for enemies.
We'll provide backup.
Choose your reinforcements.
Reporting. Fire! Prepared to assist.
Pretty dug in.
Reinforcement point contested.
Reporting in. Advancing.
Open fire. Ready to go. Weapons armed. Keep me a target.
Roger that. Heavy fire. Form up.
Yes, sir. Yes, Commander.
Attack that target.
We'll clear the way for you. I might have some room left. Ready for your orders, sir. Battalion standing by. Troop transport ready. Keep me a target.
Unit destroyed.
Awaiting orders.
Choose your reinforcements.
Because these was taken. We really need to get those tank destroyer regiment. First, I need to get another group so I can take those.
Copy.
Reinforcement
Lock and
point
load.
contested. Bombing run available.
Ready to take out headquarters.
Hopefully, the enemy will be there by the time.
Almost there. Computer's locked on target.
Gotta say, Hypori was more
Target's
harder of
locked.
an invasion than I expected. But I'm looking forward to the second wave.
Alert, alert.
Unit destroyed.
Got a whole. At this point,
Mauler ready.
Reinforcement point contested.
Attacking target.
TIE Mauler, copy.
didn't realize this units were over here. At this point,
Ready.
units meet up
Initiate
in the center
sweep.
of the city. I was not anticipating this, but I might need to start spawning in the city.
Maximum unit capacity.
Very strong defense. Very strong defense.
Optimize. Uh-oh.
Send some droids to
Optimize.
take the other lines. As we get up, we'll get some tank destroyers to escort the new convoy coming in.
Your command.
In case they need some backup.
Destination log.
Everyone else is just gonna wait stationary until we can send the boys.
Online. Destroy him. Diagnostic check okay. Input orders.
Base is under attack.
Maintain wide perimeter.
Standing by.
I'm gonna do them same missions, I thought they were
Yeah. Ready to go. Moving to attack. Activating. Setting course.
Battle droid ready. Power up.
Choose your reinforcements.
Coordinates.
Fire at will.
Alert.
Stormtroopers? Interesting, so I'm having the Imperial Remnant here. and also
Bombing run
the
available.
neutral independence. That's stressful. So honestly, I bet you they're coming out of these buildings, so I actually have to fight two factions at once. No wonder I'm getting...
Choose your reinforcements.
So I'm going to regroup here.
Choose your reinforcements.
Definitely get those...
Moving as
Maximum
quickly as
unit
possible.
capacity.
I might have some room left.
targeting.
SLZ.
We'll provide back charged.
Roger.
Online.
Nazi squadron. Looking to acquire some new parts.
I know it says cost money every time, but
Almost
I
there.
had to see it stopped me since now I'm out of credits. Maybe it paid,
Computer's
you have
locked
to
on
pay
target.
until you run out of credits.
Troop transport ready. Standing by. Yeah.
Assault squad reporting.
Ready to go.
Attack! Fire!
He's advancing on my position. This background makes it look so cool. If I'm lucky, I might be able to wipe them both, which would make the assault easier. I might have 2 more platoons to spawn in if this second wave fails, which I have a 50-50 feeling it's going to fail or not. I'm going to advance it. Well, actually, because I have
I might have some room left.
Open fire! Attack that target! Attacking target! Payback! Fire at will!
Destroy him.
Attacking!
Here we go. Sit back and enjoy the ride.
We'll provide all the backup you need.
these long range units.
Blow them away! Move it! Firing!
I joked about it not having organic units, but now I have engineers, which do look pretty badass.
Target acquired.
Just avoid the heavy fire, will you?
Alright, we seem to have retaken the landing zone.
On my way.
Back to step
Make
one.
sure you're
Secure
covered.
a build pad.
Not really sure how this is going to turn out. Still getting mortar, so I need to get that to stop. Once I get everything cleared up, I'm going to try to hit the center of
We
the city
secured a
and
build
spawn
pad.
more soldiers, because I'm not coming back to the pond. That was a horrendous slaughter, which I'm not going to repeat.
Commencing attack. We'll provide all the backup you need.
Insane, right?
Weapons armed.
Roger that.
Still
We lost a build
Changing
pad.
course.
Bombing run available.
Right away. Form up.
Attacking.
Oh, there it is.
Troop transport ready.
Oh, I can now see this.
Standing by.
There, there.
We appreciate your credits.
Oh, dude, a little like special forces.
Signal received.
We lost a build pad.
Yeah.
I copy. Me, I can take you. Affirmative.
Ready to go.
We do a bombing run on the city just to clear some entrenchments
Almost there.
out. This is going to be a pain taking the city, but once I have the city under my control, this is
Computers locked on target.
Get a little more smooth.
Target's locked.
I see some mortar units in the center too, so maybe a bombing run can do some good. Yeah, they have mortar units.
Unit destroyed.
I didn't know they had a garrison building.
I might have some room left. Ready for battle. Troop transport ready.
So I've been getting ordered by
Weapons loaded. Awaiting orders.
And then after that, I can
Choose your reinforcements.
Ready and reporting.
Imperials? Imperials are holding the city. Flush.
We're available.
Go, quickly! Blast your way out!
Moving it.
At maximum unit capacity.
The ship should also do
Run, over here! Defend here!
Awaiting orders.
very nice, very nice.
Copy.
Targeting.
The city center is ours. Moving out. Armor column.
We're on station and ready to fire.
Engaging enemy! Send back up!
Got the best cutscene. Alright, these are not good cutscenes.
I copy.
Alright, that's good. There we go. We're just running over dead stormtroopers. That's the syndicate fire. I like this. Also, my organic units have medics, which is a nice change. I'm gonna go try to
Reporting.
have a feeling
Bombing run
Firing.
available.
go this way. So there's some units in to scout it out. Unfortunately,
Yes,
I don't
sir.
have speeder bikes or anything of that nature just yet. But I do have these, which might be able to ping it for us. Yep.
I've got
that's
them
it.
on
That's the area
scopes.
from producing units.
There they
Yep.
are.
Apparently, the Independents have traitorous stormtroopers as their garrison forces. That's why this has been such a hell of a siege. All right, I'm gonna move in and take that.
Ready to go.
Oh, it does have a.
Bombing run cancelled.
They aren't pretty, but they'll get the job done.
Okay, so
Blast your way out!
Bombing run cancelled.
Yes, Commander. They are in my sights. Give us the signal. Weapons at the ready. Attacking now.
Blast your way out!
Fire at will. That wasn't clear. Repeat. Advancing on the enemy now.
Oh, they have.
They're overwhelming us! Take out the troopers!
Troopers have been hitting really hard.
Where the best knows the worst.
You know what? I can't get in range. I just realized the planetary shields up.
Bombing run cancelled.
Ready for your orders, sir.
Attack them!
In attack position.
Armed for combat.
Come on, this way! Payback!
Your signal is garbled.
Get him! Move! Let him have it!
Give us the target.
Go, this way!
They're committing war crimes. That's not.
Battalion standing by.
Now we're beginning to see.
ready.
It's
Attack!
commercial fire in the game.
Come on! They're overwhelming us! Time order, copy. Go, go! Fire! This one's for the Zon Consortium. Open fire! Go, this way! Attack that target! Cannon is engaging the enemy. Attacking target.
Victory.
Nice. Nice. Very nice. Took less casualties than we thought, but hey, Hypori's ours. Also, I'm very happy I'm going to start producing those CIS tank regiments because I did not realize they slapped as hard as they did. But then again, so did our boys, so I can't get too...
System control achieved.
CIS units. Sorry.
Constructing.
And with that, we can now move forces back to the front
To that
line
location.
and start thinking of what we're going to do with this little pocket. I really want Geonosis because I'm more than certain that they're going to have CIS remnant toys for us to use as the Zon Consortium. I mean, Criminal Underworld. And once we get to 20k, I'm going to boost this up because I'm starting to see
System
we're
lost.
not making the cut in regards to fighting ship on ship. But then again, we're the criminal empire. We're not meant to be fighting like the empire, but we may not have a choice considering we're going to have to fight them because they have still a pretty serious hold in the center. And depending on how we affect the outer rim, that might affect the inner rim. Overall, pretty satisfied. So I'm going to leave my army force here just to keep them safe and guard these two planets while I rebuild my economy from the Blitzkrieg because that was very expensive and I did make myself bankrupt to achieve victory. So I guess you could call it victory at a cost. To my subscribers, though, I hope you've been enjoying this series. And to those that haven't subscribed and you are enjoying my content, please leave a like and subscribe. And if you don't, that's okay. You're not obligated to. But for those of you who want to, I would appreciate it. This help keeps us going. And it makes me feel more inspired to bring more stuff to the table that have, lack of a better term, blow dust off older games, which is kind of my specialty. When Command & Conquer Remastered came out, I was one of the very first to pre-order it. And fell in love with the game. Not quite as much as I did growing up with Red Alert 2 and Yuri's Revenge and Tiberian Sun, but it was nice to take a step back in time with those games. I'm also the kind of player that would play the StarCraft Remastered and Warcraft 3 Remastered. Though I know it's controversial, but I enjoy it for what it is, which is a step back into my childhood, just like this game. But in its own way, it's kind of modernized with all these newer mods that are come out. Like a mod update came out yesterday for this, and that's just mind-boggling to me that a game that old can still have so much love and dedication to it. Kind of reminds me of Star Wars Galaxy Legends, for those of you who remember. That was kind of the first one of the early MMOs of Star Wars, and it was so popular, but it died because they added Jedi. I think they would still be around if they didn't add the Jedi, but I played it a little as a kid. I didn't really understand what was going on, but now that I'm older, oh, this can be sold. Trying really hard to the planets that were lost from the other series get taken so that in this series I can actually take them back and it wouldn't really be much of a hiccup transferring between the two. I guess in a way the Force was trying to balance things out from the last episode if you want to try to pull in some Star Wars lore in this. So right now what I'm planning on doing is planning on making Smugglers Run a money planet, Hypori a money planet, Ryloth, my manufacturing planet, Tatooine, my capital world. So it's just kind of to have the hot shots once things calm down.
Building under construction.
Once my front gets bigger and my heroes don't have to be such a main front in the battles, they can, it'll be my capital world. Let us see how the others are doing. I'm very curious. Now that the other cartels taking this land, that kind of calmed down on me. I mean, not kind of jinxed it. The Republican Remnant hasn't really caused me any issues. I've been seeing lots of little updates about the Mandalorian holdouts going berserk, but they haven't really caused me much hassle. But then they haven't really been in my zone of influence yet. It's kind of just been me going to war with other...
Enemy fleet approaching.
Oh, and there it goes. I'm just gonna auto-resolve it, honestly, because it's...
Tactical battle
trying to
imminent.
defend a planet that was technically lost in the last video. I'll let them take it so that I can retake it. Gonna have the outpost up and running soon. And we'll start making this a money world. The reason why I made a Hypori and the Smuggler run money worlds is because they're cut off from the rest of the galaxy. So to get to them, you have to hit hard points, which are Ryloth and Tatooine. Which if
Construction
you
complete.
hit those, I'll know
Beginning construction.
pretty quickly.
Building under construction.
Nope, didn't mean to select that planet. And luckily for us, Smuggler's Run is just naturally a money world. It doesn't feel like it yet, but if you remember the last video, once you get those asteroids up and running, it turns into like a 3K, 4K settlement, which is wonderful. And at this point, I'm kind of, like I said earlier, just waiting. Slow it down so we can look at the other planets. I'm very excited if if Boz Pizzy, like it is from the lore, it's supposed to be a fortress world. Again, well, I can't see that's right because of this mod, but in the Clone Wars it was supposed to be a fortress world, but it's also supposed to be over here. But again, beggars can't be choosers with mods. I'm very excited to see what special units I get when I take certain worlds. Really hoping that this stays in my control for a while because it's a significant boost to my economy. It doesn't feel like it yet, but once I get those Tabana refineries up and running, things get a little less painful for me, or at least in this early action. Once I can secure this pocket region, I can grow from there. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to have y'all just sit here and twiddle your fingers and eat your snacks while we're doing this. So I'm going to edit this out. So we're going to catch back up.
System lost.
Unless anything's changed. So I'll catch you guys once we get something interesting or I've reached a point where I can get back to money. So until then, we'll see you in a bit. Alright, and welcome back. It appears that the Hutts decided to attempt to retake Tatooine, which blows my mind why they would even try with such a small force. So this is going to be very entertaining. I'm only playing battle because Empire War is notorious for being very cruel with auto-resolve. And instead of doing constant edits after this, I think we're just going to cut the episode after the defense of Tatooine. An all-around success for a episode. We rebuilt the entire empire that the Force had me go back in time and reset. And we took Hypori with less losses than expected. And we're about to defend Tatooine. And then after that, maybe next video, I'm expecting to take Geonosis and go from there. I'm really, really hoping that Geonosis can offer us some unique assets. And really anything at this point just to get the ball running. Because while we were gone, another one of the worlds that from the last pre-crash campaign lost, so we haven't really lost any of the new worlds that we weren't supposed to lose, so the economy is just slowly going down and down and down. So taking worlds in this area and holding them to keep the economy from going berserk would be a nice change. So we're gonna defend Tatooine. Those Mandalorian gunships are insanely powerful. I can't wait to own them myself because they would definitely make up for my lack in a decent Air Force at the moment. But also, these attacks are the reasons why I have Ryloth and Tatooine such high-level defense stations. Honestly, the
Yes.
PDF are going to take care of this, so I'm just going to have
If that is necessary.
guarding fleet hide in the back.
Decoding
Let
transmission.
the PDF do all the hard work. Probably should
Z95 here. Over.
move them to the front. Well, actually, no. Maybe the fleet's not as big, small as I thought it is, because their main.
They won't be ready for me or my plans.
Interesting. We're gonna move all the forces.
My web of corruption? Weapon systems fully activated.
Z95 standing by. I'll be right there.
Soon, the galaxy will be mine.
Gonna build a defense ring and try to stop this aggressive cartel movement. Once I take Geonosis, I'm gonna have to start pushing back against this cartel to get them to lay off, honestly.
Our space station is under attack.
And nope, it's not a small force.
What is it?
It's a big force.
Their engines are the main target.
Here they are.
Squadron reporting. Enemies incoming.
Now those sail ship gunners are the first to ground because those Mandalorian gunships are
Frigate
pain.
reporting.
Don't see first of all just yet.
You're too close.
What do you require? To contend with Shizor is to lose.
Remember, don't fly straight level for long.
I am in complete control. That's the way I like it.
Overkill, but they are Mandalorians.
This hardly seems
Oh,
fair.
that one's
Move in for the kill.
is that him? What is that?
Take out their engines!
We're here. Enemy target sighted.
I am Shizor.
Frigate here.
I've never seen an arrow die before.
Closing on target. If the plan goes well, these battles will be short.
Target confirmed.
Skip Ray reporting.
Weapons online.
I hope you are prepared. I know I am.
Attacking together, we're all being attacked together. That was a horrible waste of a general. I hope he didn't give any like buffs to them because that was an utter waste of them. Hilarious, but an AI waste. That was a oops on their end. Well, I guess the Force aligns everything because now we're kind of back to where Episode 3 left off without the crash. So now we have defended. Don't know what that is. We'll deal with that next episode. But now we're in a position where we're kind of where the original episode left off. With Hypori now under our control, Smugglers Run now getting their asteroids up and running. So we're going to have an economy going. We're going to take Geonosis, retake Arcanus, and then we're going to go from there. Once again, it's been a pleasure, and until next time, this is Griff, signing out.